The Pittsburgh Steelers are stepping into one of the most defining transitions in franchise history, marking the end of a long and stable era and the beginning of a new chapter filled with both uncertainty and opportunity. After 19 seasons under the leadership of Mike Tomlin, a tenure defined by consistency, discipline, and a remarkable ability to keep the team competitive year after year, the organization made the bold decision to move forward with a different vision by hiring Mike McCarthy as the new head coach. This change signals more than just a shift in leadership. It represents a philosophical evolution in how the Steelers plan to build and sustain success in the modern NFL. McCarthy arrives in Pittsburgh with a wealth of experience, including a Super Bowl victory and a reputation for working effectively with elite quarterbacks. Naturally, that connection becomes a central storyline when discussing the current state of the Steelers, particularly due to the presence of veteran quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The relationship between McCarthy and Rodgers dates back years, built on trust, familiarity, and a shared understanding of offensive football at the highest level. That history creates intrigue and optimism, but it is also accompanied by a significant layer of uncertainty, as Rodgers has yet to make a definitive decision about his future in the league. Despite being in the later stages of his career, Rodgers demonstrated in the most recent season that he still possesses the skill and intelligence that made him one of the most dominant quarterbacks of his generation. He threw for 3,322 yards, recorded 24 touchdown passes, and limited mistakes with just 7 interceptions, all while maintaining an efficient 65.7% completion rate. Those numbers reflect not only his ability to perform at a high level but also his capacity to adapt and lead within a new environment. Under his guidance, the Steelers managed to reach the postseason, an achievement that reinforced his value to the team. However, their playoff run was cut short in the wildcard round with a decisive 30-6 loss to the Houston Texans, exposing gaps that still need to be addressed if the team hopes to contend for a championship. This looming uncertainty surrounding Rodgers' future places the Steelers in a delicate position. On one hand, they could benefit from another season, or perhaps more, of elite quarterback play if he chooses to return. On the other hand, the organization cannot afford to delay planning for the future at the most important position in football. The front office understands that stability at quarterback is essential for long-term success, and that reality is driving their approach as they evaluate prospects and potential solutions. In this context, draft projections have begun to connect the Steelers with promising young quarterbacks, and one name that continues to surface is Carson Beck. According to NFL.com analyst Chad Reuter, Pittsburgh is projected to select Beck in the third round of the 2026 NFL Draft, a move that would signal a strategic investment in the future without necessarily disrupting the present. Beck's journey to this point has been marked by steady development, resilience, and a consistent ability to produce at a high level across different programs. Beck began his collegiate career with the Georgia Bulldogs, where he developed within a competitive environment and gained valuable experience in high-pressure situations. Over time, he established himself as a reliable and efficient passer, showcasing strong fundamentals and an understanding of complex offensive systems. Following the 2024 season, Beck made a pivotal decision to transfer to the Miami Hurricanes, a move that not only elevated his visibility but also significantly increased his financial standing through nil opportunities, reaching a valuation of $1.6 million. This transition proved to be beneficial on multiple levels, as Beck thrived in his new setting and played a crucial role in leading Miami to its first national championship appearance since the 2002 season. Throughout his college career, Beck accumulated impressive statistics, totaling 11,725 passing yards, 88 touchdowns, and 32 interceptions. These numbers reflect both his productivity and his ability to sustain performance over time, attributes that are highly valued by NFL evaluators. Beyond the raw data, however, it is his style of play that makes him particularly intriguing as a potential fit for the Steelers. Unlike Rodgers, who is widely known for his improvisational brilliance and ability to extend plays outside of structure, Beck operates with a more traditional approach. He thrives within the framework of an offense, emphasizing timing, precision, and decision-making. His game is built on reading defenses, delivering accurate throws, and maintaining control of the tempo, rather than relying on off-script creativity. This contrast is not necessarily a drawback. In fact, it could serve as a complementary dynamic that helps the Steelers evolve offensively under McCarthy's guidance. McCarthy's system has historically emphasized rhythm, balance, and efficiency, qualities that align well with Beck's strengths. By incorporating a quarterback who excels in structured situations, the Steelers could develop a more methodical and controlled offensive identity, one that reduces volatility and maximizes consistency. This approach could be particularly valuable in a division known for its physical defenses and tightly contested games, where minimizing mistakes often determines the outcome. If Rodgers decides to return for another season, the presence of Beck would create an ideal developmental scenario. Rather than being thrust into a starting role prematurely, Beck would have the opportunity to learn from one of the most accomplished quarterbacks in NFL history while adjusting to the speed and complexity of the professional game. This period of apprenticeship could prove invaluable, allowing him to refine his mechanics, deepen his understanding of defensive schemes, and build confidence without the immediate pressure of leading the team. At the same time, the Steelers would benefit from having a clear succession plan in place. Too often, teams find themselves scrambling to replace a departing quarterback, leading to instability and inconsistent performance. By drafting and developing Beck, Pittsburgh would be taking a proactive approach, ensuring that they are prepared for the eventual transition whenever it occurs. This forward-thinking strategy reflects a broader commitment to sustained success, rather than short-term fixes. Looking further ahead, Beck represents more than just a potential replacement. He embodies a different vision for the future of the franchise. His presence could signal a shift toward a more disciplined and calculated style of play, one that prioritizes efficiency and execution over unpredictability. While this may differ from the excitement generated by a player like Rodgers, it offers its own advantages, particularly in terms of reliability and long-term stability. Of course, projecting the success of any quarterback at the NFL level involves a degree of uncertainty. The transition from college to the professional ranks is notoriously challenging, and even highly regarded prospects can struggle to adapt. However, Beck's track record suggests that he possesses the tools and mindset necessary to navigate this transition effectively. His experience in multiple systems, combined with his statistical production and leadership qualities, provides a strong foundation upon which to build. For the Steelers, the decision to potentially draft Beck would reflect a careful balancing act between honoring the present and preparing for the future. It acknowledges the value that Rodgers still brings to the team while recognizing the importance of developing the next generation of talent. This dual approach is essential for maintaining competitiveness in a league where change is constant and the margin for error is incredibly small. As the 2026 NFL Draft approaches, all eyes will be on Pittsburgh and how they choose to address the quarterback position. Whether Rodgers returns or decides to retire, the organization's actions in the coming months will have a lasting impact on its trajectory. The possibility of adding Carson Beck to the roster introduces an intriguing layer to this narrative, one that could shape the identity of the team for years to come. Ultimately, the Steelers are at a crossroads, facing decisions that will define the next era of their storied history. With a new head coach in place, a legendary quarterback contemplating his future, and a promising prospect potentially waiting in the wings, the stage is set for a period of transformation. If managed effectively, this transition could position Pittsburgh for sustained success, blending experience with youth and innovation with tradition in a way that honors the past while embracing the future. Do you think the Steelers should invest in Carson Beck? Leave your opinions in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you soon.